Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Novice to Nightmare Plays Oxygen Not Included. In this episode, having kind of figured out the copper volcano here in the last one, in this episode the plan is firstly to get this gold volcano kind of ship shape and ready to run just the same as the other one. And that shouldn't take me too long. Having just done the last one, I want to get this over and done with as painlessly as possible. So, if you will just give me 2 seconds, or maybe 5 or 6 cycles. But before we can get all of that finished, we have an issue that I probably should have anticipated. I was right in saying the cooling in this would be a bit over-enthusiastic and would actually start to cool the environment around it, and it has begun to do that. Or it had begun to do that. And then the water started to crack in the pipes. The water started to try and freeze, even the salt water, although the freezing point's not that low, but, or not that high, but even still it was pushing it down quite low. So, these radiant tiles will now act as a buffer because I'm going to run the pipe through them, which will help. But beyond that, what I've done is I'm going to crack in here and make sure, with an extra little bit of automation, that doesn't happen again. Really not hard to fix, in theory, but actually getting it done is another issue because I need to kind of preserve it's not perfectly steam. We did get some chlorine and carbon dioxide in there. Oh no, it's been squished. Nice. Well, yeah, we want to preserve the perfect vacuum in that case. But that might not happen. I think we'll probably get some carbon dioxide leaking in here, even if well, it depends. I'm going to try and set up a little liquid lock and then let someone go in. Oh, they'll get badly scalded. But they don't have too much to build, so hopefully that's not too much of an issue. Yeah, it'll be fine. Fingers crossed, at least. It's pretty toasty, though. Should I put atmo suits down? Probably. If I've learned anything, put down atmo suits. Yeah, why not? Well, this will only take a second. Let's queue that up. So they're getting close to being able to do that. We're having a few scaldings. I'm not quite sure where from. I think some are here. We've got a pitcher pump in down there if we ever need crude oil for liquid locks. It's much better. It's not going to turn to steam on us, which would make quite a futile liquid lock here. But yeah, this is all running okay. We're just trying to get this cooling system properly working. And we've got most of this running. Now, what I've discovered, and yeah, this probably should have been fairly obvious, or at least, well, I haven't discovered it yet. Yeah, they don't actually need oxygen in these suits in order to get into them, which is quite good. It means that we can just set up a system like this, and it'll work okay. That's just kind of a temporary measure. So let's put some crude oil in here. Enable auto bottle. Okay, and with that, oh no, we still need one more bit of automation wire, and it was set to delete all, so I've messed up the conveyor reel a little bit, but it's fine. Okay, and yeah, this is coming along slowly as well, except they're kind of walled out of here by this one mesh tile. But that'll get built pretty soon, the whole lot of it. I think it's going to be a few cycles overdue, but still, it's okay. Those are diamond temp shift plates, they should work wonders there. And yeah, all of this water is a much more steady temperature now, which is good. Just those tiles act as quite a nice buffer for temperature. They'll all be at similar as well. Okay, so we want the water to be, yeah, if it's above, you know what? Salt water, we'll say above 5. We'll push the temperature down to 5 degrees. That shouldn't freeze. What's the freezing temperature? 7.5. So if there's a -14 cooling factor from an aqua tuner, that means that we can get it down to 6.5. So this should really be 7. Yeah, and if anything above 7 comes in, it'll try and cool it down, which is good. That should be that fixed now. Once those pipes are laid in, I'll wall this off again. But I'm just going to leave that liquid lock there in case. I need to find the source of those scaldings as well. That's not great. Now, will they still go in there? I think they will. Oh no, they can't with no oxygen. Okay, that's good to know. Oh well. That's not too hard to fix. We can just steal this. Steal the gas line. Whoops. Oh my gosh. That's not my best work. There we go. Okay, where was that scalding? Ah. We don't want any of you. Where was the scalding? Okay, yeah. They're having to plod through all this water, which isn't great. But it's easily fixed. And they have no reason really to go down there. And per poke shell. Oh, the two of them. They're very trapped. Oh well. Yeah, temperature is kind of climbing out of here pretty easily. Oh well. I could probably get a cooling loop set up there. But this should do the trick whenever it's all built and finished. Yeah, no, what we want to focus on is getting all of this built, so let's get that done and dusted. And there we go. That is that. Quite a few cycles behind schedule. That is that fully vacuumed out. Now, I want to open up the gold volcano, and then I swiftly want to... Well, I want to decommission all of this stuff. I just don't like having that lying around inside. So, let's deconstruct all that. And then get that analyzed as well would be nice. By someone in an atmo suit, that shouldn't be a problem. We have some cases of food poisoning. Oh. Quite a few cases of food poisoning. Which is weird, but yeah, there's a little bit in the water. And I guess... Oh, yes. We ran out of water for the bathroom there. I put in the automation for this and forgot to reset it, so whoops. Yep, caught myself there. Nope. Sorry, folks. But yeah, the 3 bathrooms is working out pretty well. And yeah, we have just enough oxygen for what for our needs, which is good. And we've got well, ideally we'd have a little bit in there, but we don't actually have a pitcher pump in any liquid at this stage, or in any water at this stage, so probably worth fixing that. Let's put some in here, just so we can get those algae terraria and actually build the other stuff in a reasonable time frame. That's also been slowing us down a bit. Maybe not out of ceramic right now. Yeah, and I'm also rerouting the water. I've built the walls in this so that this will slowly fill up with CO2. Actually, fairly quickly. And then we're going to change it all to mushrooms. That shouldn't be too much of a process, really. But I want everyone in atmo suits before we do, because I want to avoid getting too much slime lung in the colony. Or any, actually. Thankfully that's all settled down here. It's all dying off, which is good. Like right at the edge here, it's dying on oxygen. Then it'll eventually just die off completely. Is this all too hot? Yeah. It's getting a bit toasty in the higher part of the map. I guess it's the smart batteries. I don't know. Yeah, no, and all of this will probably be leaking a bit of heat, especially out through the manual airlocks. I could replace those with insulation actually, or insulated tiles. That might help. Oh, it's gonna mess up the... shoot! That was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. To channel Hagrid. Okay. Yeah, that'll get done. Huh, it didn't take long for it to start having wrong element damage. That was remarkably quick, if that's what that was. If that was the cause. Yeah, because it's blowing the pressure up way high up here. Oh, please put those in. That'd be great, gang. Yeah, I really want that done. That was a bad move on my part. Oh! And here we go. Overpressure? No, you're not, liar. Okay, we're about to have some steam, probably. Oh, maybe not. It's not actually enough to... Not quite enough yet. Oh well. Well, maybe it is. It's getting close. Nah, it's fine. Next cycle I'll manage that. Okay, well that's good, because I managed to rip all that important stuff out of there. And I should have probably capped that off as well. No, let's... Oh, yes. Let's not make the same mistake twice. We need some automation thrown in here real quick. We need a... Where is it? Oh, it's in plumbing. We have a thermosensor there. An AND gate. And then we'll put a battery here. Or somewhere. Oh, this is so ugly. Oh well, I won't have to look inside here very much. So, there we go. And then I can figure the rest out afterwards. Get that done. Cancel that. Cool. Now I'm going to want a battery. I can put the battery, I can move the conveyor chute. How about that? I'll move the conveyor chute up. We can rip all that out. And the wiring. Cool. Otto's taking a little nap. That's fine. Okay, let's core out a little bit more of this, just to bring it all onto the same level. And the little bit of oxygen means that we'll get a bit more done in here, which is good. We'll speed things up. Idle, yeah. So we'll get that research now in about 2 seconds. What's overheated? Yeah, this pneumatic door is causing us all kinds of issues. I should probably just brick that up, shouldn't I? That would be a much more sensible solution. Why did I put a door there in the first place if I knew I was just going to permanently lock it? That was a bit dumb. Okay. Oh! We also want to fill that loop. But that we can do that from any point, so that's fine. That's going to generate some cooling for us too, but we can modify all of that from outside. There we go, and that, and that. Cool. Okay, that'll all get built very quickly. How long do you have? 0.7 cycles, that's loads of time. Requires analysis. That's a lie. It's already analyzed. What? Oh well, that'll kick in soon. And if it's above, what did we say? 7? No, it's very close to that. Then that should turn on. And we'll be able to put a battery in here pretty soon. Copy. Add to there. Delete that. Yeah, actually a battery is a vital piece of this. Half a cycle. We should get that fine. Well, there's a few things to get built. Well, let's find out. I'll skip ahead a bit. I don't think this will quite push us into Steam territory either. Yeah, it'll take a couple more cycles for that to actually get up and running, but it's not going to be dormant for a little while, so we will get some gold out of this before it's done. And we'll also get some excess cooling from this, which is nice. I just really want to get this all finished and bricked up. It would be good as well. And we're going to want a smart battery on there. Lead is fine. And then NOT gate's going to go in here. And there we have it. Pretty happy with that. If it's below 126, then for 5 seconds, then that'll turn on and release the contents up here. That's good. Cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to leave that alone for now. Yeah, another cool thing to see. This is getting nice and cold. A literally cool thing to see. It's all cooling down pretty nicely here. And I'm just going to leave that running. And eventually it'll get this whole area nice and cold. Although that's, you know, that'll be a little while off. And it's combating all of the heat that's coming out of here, which is good. Hopefully this will overpressurize soon so that we're not introducing any more heat. But yeah, we're running into issues. Notably, there's a lot of very hot steam in here. It's a very, very hot area. That little break, I think, introduced just a lot of heat. The magma is, for example, over here. Well, it's about 1,600. I think it's probably kind of equilibrated now. But yeah, we took a lot of damage, I suppose, from that being open for a while. But yeah. Okay, I wanted to save the Pacu there. We drained this area dry and they were flopping around. I think they're the only Pacu on the map, so I stopped draining water, but we've got so much that I'm not too stressed about it. Oh, that's why there's so much. I wondered why there was so much natural gas there. Should probably think about breaking that up now. How's that? That's been running for a while. Ugh. And that's a good medium for slime lung too. Whoops. Well, it'll all end up at the bottom of the map eventually. Fleeing? Someone angered a poke shell somewhere. It shouldn't be hard to find where. We just need to look for pinch row. Oh, it's right in the... Oh, someone's been fighting it? That's weird. Yeah, they don't like it whenever there's a... This got swept up with one of my sweep barons. You know what? I should probably take critter eggs out of here. On both sides. Whoops. Oh well, we've got plenty of poke shell on the map, so that's fine. Oh my gosh. It's the first kind of aggressive creature in the game, I think. Well, sort of territorial. The others will attack if you attack them first, but that's the first one that'll just lunge at you for being near it when there's eggs on the go. Okay, it'll take another 2 goes, I think, for that to all boil. And then a few more to get it up to temperature for the steam turbine. And we wanted this at 50 and 100, kind of worked out quite nicely for the other one. New printables, nope. Okay, next thing on the agenda is actually to relocate everyone and everything. So how about I kind of clean up this area right about here. That's looking a bit nicer now. We don't have enough plastic to fully furnish what I want to do here, but it's a start. Eventually we're gonna want you know what, that's not quite where we want to bed. Each floor can hold 5 duplicants. We're going for 30. We want this new base to hold 30. So how many floors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 will hold 30. Yeah, we don't need a bed there. And then there's actually room to expand up. I nearly said upstairs. Well, I guess up ladder. Up here, there's plenty of room for us to throw more beds in and stuff. But yeah, we want this to be the core base, so it's going to need beds, recreation rooms, mess halls, the whole kind of 9 yards. And that shouldn't be too hard to achieve. It should be able to squeeze all that in. Probably rec rooms, hospitals, all of the above, all the stuff that we've kind of crammed in here messily. Probably leave the graveyard there. I think now if you deconstruct these, the bodies just aren't there anymore, they vanish. I think earlier on if you deconstructed them, the bodies reappeared, which was pretty grisly, and I think makes more sense. I guess, maybe they're like dripping in slime lung and it's rapidly decomposing the bodies or something, who knows. There might be a way of doing it, but yeah, it's a bit weird. Some cool stuff happening though. Here, it's super cold, so what I'm going to do is crack open a little window to a very small window to the oil biome so that leaks heat up, and this will leak cool down, and it'll slowly cool down the oil biome, which will be nice. This is now, just about up and running. Don't think it actually turned on yet, no, otherwise there'd be some stuff in the pipes. This can reach everything, yeah it can. We made these out of copper, which I felt was fitting given that we just got the copper thing up and running first, but yeah. This'll have us gold, which will be pretty nice. Probably shouldn't have to go through an atmosuit dock to access the actual end product. But, you know what, it's fine for now, it'll do. But yeah, we're going to try and build a new base up here. We need a bit more plastic to do it, so I've rerouted some stuff. We now have excess salt water going up here, and then I can turn this on again. Oh, it's been on the whole time, never mind. And then we're going to make this a big saltwater tank, so I'm just going to core out some of the stuff around here, and that should be fine. Whoops. There we go. And yeah, this'll overpressure eventually, but I'm just going to core out a huge area around it and make it a big saltwater tank, so that I can get rid of this last bit here. Now this steam is very potent and very dangerous, but it's okay, it's not going to threaten us too much. Yeah, I'm liking how this is going. Probably don't need those to be made of insulated tiles. So I'll throw those in there. And yeah, CO2 is a horrible conductor. It really doesn't conduct at all. Whereas oxygen, I think, is slightly better. Properties, yeah, it's not much better. But 1.5 times is good. But we're just happy to let it kind of leak out slowly. following the tiles much more effectively. Thrown in a few more temp shift plates so that it gets nice and cold. But yeah, I mean, the excess power from one of these can really help to cool down your base. So that's I guess a nice tip for anyone who hasn't figured that out yet. Cool, this is now getting up closer to the temperature that we like it at. Another maybe 1 or 2 runs of that. And yeah, look, our excess gas has lasted pretty well. We're getting near to the point where this is turning on again, and we haven't fully exhausted the tanks. Actually, this one is going to turn on hopefully before the other one is exhausted, so that's pretty good. We also that is overpressure, so we could harvest that one as well, and I don't see why we wouldn't. So let's run a line like that. We'll have to be a bit clever with that so that we don't break into the slime biome, but for now, whatever can get built of that will get built, and I don't think it'll strand anyone. No, it won't strand anyone, I don't think. And it won't all get built either, but that's just, I'm just laying that down so I remember. How's all this looking? Yeah, this area is where we were venting all the steam, so it's a bit hotter. And it's also where we had the liquid lock, which doesn't trap temperature that well. It's not a good insulator. Anyway, let's get back up to there. Yeah, so we're just waiting on more plastic. I'll skip ahead until we've got our hands on quite a bit more plastic. Yeah, let's jump forward from about here. So we're starting to gather up a little bit of plastic now. We have some scaldings. There was a lot of steam trapped down here. I kind of knew it was going to be a problem. I mean, there are a few ways I'm half trying to solve it, including getting some radiant tiles in here so that this exchanges heat maybe a little bit better and turns it to steam, but I don't know if that's a particularly good solution. And yeah, I just don't want it to get beyond the atmo suits, but it's getting pretty toasty back there. Hopefully it won't be an issue for too much longer. But yeah, I should probably try and solve it if I want that to be the case. So I'm cutting out some of this abyssalite, letting it exchange temperature without the steam actually leaking out so that it stays water on this side. On the other hand, over here, it's getting nice and cold. Ideally, we want to kind of drag all of the cold out of these pipes so that this starts to turn on more. But this is working perfectly. It's working a charm, which is really good to see. I've also started coring out some of this just to delete some of the heat down there, because it halves the mass and therefore deletes a lot of the heat out of the system. Got this up and running. I forgot to let it kind of put some oxygen back in there. I kept it as a vacuum and this overheated, but now it should be running just fine. We've also got some water in there to cool it. I can delete that. I can also take one packet out of the pipe, usually. It's just a good way to make sure that it keeps running. Oh, and it must have deposited, yeah, it's deposited everything down here already, so that's good to see. We've got 5 tons of gold from that, so that's working quite nicely. The gold will be nice for decorations in our new palace that we're going to build for the dupes. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, this is not too much of an issue. The steam will eventually turn to water and stop being a problem, because there's no real heat source down here. Nothing is injecting heat into the system, really. There are a few places where the abyssalite's a little bit thin for my liking, but I don't think it's going to cause too many problems. Scaldings. Oh, lots of scaldings. Yeah, maybe get out of there. Maybe that would be a good idea. Whoops, that was scary. I also put 2 of the lines. This horrible hodgepodge is joining the 2 oxygen lines together so that we have consistent flow to these atmo suits, because they're getting a lot of use. We've also run dry on power is another problem, but this has just come online, so the timing was almost perfect, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's worked out well. Having a 3rd one means that our, in terms of like low power demand stuff, we will be absolutely fine. That's overheating, which isn't great. It's only made of iron ore, that's probably part of why. Gold amalgam would have been a nicer choice there. Whoops. And yeah, if you look over here, we have a lot of metal. We have tons of copper from the volcano over here. We've got loads of iron. We've just been turning iron ore into iron over here like crazy. I've switched this over to aluminium, so we'll have some aluminium. And yeah, now we're starting to get tons of gold on our hands. So yeah, this is working out beautifully. This should get nice and cold as well up here soon. Scalding. Yeah. As opposed to over here. I think maybe there's a bit of heat leaking out from here. Where this abyss light is particularly thin. So I should maybe work on getting over there to insulate that up. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be a bad idea maybe. Yeah, it's not coming in from here, I don't think. There's plenty of insulation there, or at least 2 layers. Anywhere where it's 1 thin, I don't quite trust it. So maybe there. Let's get down there and kind of core it out. We'll also delete some heat by coring through all this. Down there. Yeah, I'm not liking all these scaldings. It would be good to get all the dupes into atmo suits, which is part of why we're getting plastic. Again, another slightly circular problem here. We're trying to make plastic production a little bit smoother down here. Meanwhile... Oh, whoops. Well, that'll solve the steam problem, possibly. Whoops. Did that overheat? Maybe? Dunno. Yeah, oops. Yeah, that'll solve some of the steam problem. We've just dumped a lot of salt water on it. Don't know what happened there. I must have missed that. Oh well. It's only gonna be, it's 95 degrees, so it's not gonna cool it a lot, but it'll cool it a little. Scalding, yeah, so is everyone. Popped eardrums, yeah, everyone's probably gonna get a bit stressed, but that's just how life is for them at the minute. You know what, I might run some metal tiles. Now that we have plenty of copper, I might just run some metal tiles as a cooling solution. This will exchange temperature a little bit better over here. I'm pretty sure they're on level with, yeah, they're on level with the grid, so actually wouldn't be a bad idea to just build that all up anyway. Oh, someone incapacitated? That's not good. Someone get to Liam. There we go. An easy fix. Yeah, people are getting quite badly injured now. Oof. We're back to these days. Okay. Well, Liam will get saved pretty quick, hopefully. And then we'll start injecting some of the cooling from over here, over in this direction. But yeah, that steam was pretty killer. And yeah, we definitely want to get down here and start to have a go at solving any cracks in the abyssalite. Even where it's 2 layers thin, I don't fully trust it, I suppose. It's perfect over there. There's nowhere thinner than 2. Yes. Yikes. That could even go. Oof, there's just so much steam. That's just no one's bothering to deal with that. And we're just losing all of it. Oh well. We've got plenty more to come. Yikes. 666 over there somewhere. That's ominous. Oh well. This will start to exchange, hopefully. I could run a line. Could run that cooling line over this way a bit more, but I don't think it's going to have much of an effect. You know what? I might just stop people coming down here for a while. And hope that this sorts itself out, maybe. Passing down is not permitted anymore. Sorry, folks. Everything else is going to run fine anyway. Those will need some repairs, but... Why has this backed up? Oh, because we deconstructed that for some reason. Okay, we need someone to build that. Maybe before we fully stop this off. Oh, it's boiling in the pipes. I wondered why it was breaking. But that is a fairly obvious reason, I suppose. There's plenty of... Yeah, that should start to turn this to steam. I'm just going to wait it out. This is slowly decreasing. And then we'll come back down here and sort that out. In the meantime, we'll work with the little bit of plastic that we did get. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then we want pneumatic doors. Like that. And that. And that. Oh, maybe not quite that much. That's a bit enthusiastic. Some people, there are kind of differing opinions about whether or not comfy beds are necessary. Well, maybe not differing opinions. I mean, I agree they're not necessary. But I like to, you know, I put my duplicants through quite a lot, so I like to treat them to comfy beds at the end of the day. You can definitely throw them in a barracks. The morale difference is minuscule. But I like to treat them so we're using a bit more space and a bit more resources just to get them nice comfy rooms all to themselves. I am willing to pay that little price considering I kind of torture them. Not deliberately at all, but just a little bit. So let's oh, whoops, sorry about that. Pardon my incredibly quick shifting around the map. No docks available. I don't know what that was about. Okay, yeah, I'll skip ahead just a little bit. Actually, you know what, I'll skip ahead at the steam and hope that that problem goes away. Let's get this solved. The solution for this problem that I've decided to go for, well, there's a bit of a redundant loop here where it's lifting salt water from here and dropping it up here. It's really not doing anything but wasting power, but I'm happy enough to just leave this be. This will eventually, hopefully, leak out some cooling, and the amount of steam in here is dropping slowly, so I'm just going to wait it out on that front. There's a little bit of cooling injected in there, so it's fine. Instead, what I'm going to do is up here, I'm going to finish coring out the last of this slime biome. Hopefully get just about every last piece. So, without further ado. Meanwhile, without much of that getting done, I've decided to open up back here. A lot of the steam vanished from the important places where all of our duplicates were getting scalded. So instead, I'm just letting them start work on these radiant tiles again. I can probably decommission this. That's going to rip out all the buildings, which isn't quite what I want. I'm going to decommission this and turn that all to radiant tiles as well. Just I really want this temperature to be moved about a little bit. Oh, you're going to incapacitate. Oh, it's good that they did that there instead of... Now, how did you get in there without an atmo suit? That's my question. Where are all our atmo suits? People are wandering around in weird ways. Oh, we need those built. If someone could get Ashcan, that would be great. Someone deliver a suit. Someone is in a suit right now. No one can get to Ashcan. Okay, someone got them. Someone's wandering around in a suit that shouldn't be. Who is it? Not Bert. Oh my gosh. Not Liam. It's you. It's someone. There should be a lot more suits here than there are because people were able to wander through in weird ways. Ashcan will be fine, I think. It's not Liam. Is it Gossman? No, Gossman's in the right place. Joshua. No, Joshua's giving us more atmo suits, which is good. Is it Hassan? Nope. Turner? Nope. Eden, no. Ashcan, definitely not. Mima isn't. Max, nope. Niels isn't either. Okay, maybe there are enough atmo suits in the right place. I'll cancel that request. We've got 2 people back here and 2 atmo suits missing. Okay, that's more reasonable. Yeah, the steam's starting to go down a little bit. I'd love these built, actually. Quite urgently. Just to stop that redundant loop from continuing. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's toasty. It's just running over water here is causing problems, I think. Okay, that's gonna get built, which is good. We've been waiting on that for a little while. I'm just gonna try and improve the flow of gas as well. It might cause a little bit of an explosion out here, but that's okay. That's fine. Scalding. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, they're getting to work deleting some of the heat down there, which is good. We're also leaking cooling down here, which is good. Getting all those built is quite important now. There's good heat transfer from here. From that point, 70 degrees to here. Yeah, there should be quite aggressive heat transfer, or at least there will be once that last tile is put in. Okay, where were we? Oh, no, didn't want to be up there. Yeah, I really want to get this capped off, because that was at 140, yeah. It was at 144.4 a minute ago as well, so maybe it's not where the temperature's coming in. Maybe it is just residual crazy heat, but regardless of what it is, I wanna cap this off just to be safe. All it'll take is putting 2 there, and then actually 1 there as well will be good. That's all priority 9. Although I think our priorities have gotten messed up again. That looks a lot nicer there at least. Oh yeah, we have so much oxygen generation. Oh well, no, we just haven't had people in the atmo suits very much. Okay. That's all getting built, which is good. How's this looking? Should be... Oh, we had something freeze in the pipes, that's not good. I'll shift that up to 8. It's because there's not as much of a buffer here. We're not running it through any radiant tiles or anything, so we probably should do that. We've got plenty of aluminium, which is an incredibly good conductor. I could just do that instead. And then bridge it on there. I'll probably do that. Whoops. Liquid bridge. No, I'm gonna go away from this and then forget completely that I had intended to do that. Oh well. Okay. Never mind. I can get it all done now. Oh, there's not enough liquid in that loop, but that's a problem that we'll solve in a minute. Okay, that's actually starting to fill up, which is good. Shifting some of this water should hopefully just help. And that's injecting some 95-degree stuff, which is actually favourable. Anything that's not 100 or more is good. They're deleting some of that. That can also go. It's down here where it's the worst, so I'm just gonna queue up coring all that out. It'll also get us lots of fossil, which is good. Something like that. Also, the more I core out, the worse the temperature transfer is, which is another good thing. We don't want it temperature transferring particularly quickly in this direction, which I think is part of our problem right now. In fact, some of that could probably do with going. And if I was particularly ruthless, I'd probably flood that, but I think I might just do that instead. Just trying to flood things and, I don't know, clear up things. Don't know if any of this is working. I know that coring out that'll work, because it just does delete heat. Okay, we've got so much steam. That's ludicrous. Okay. They're working on it, they're solving it. We're not getting as many scaldings, which is a sad thing to have to say about your colony, but it's true. And oh, they got the radiant pipes, or radiant tiles done. They should spread that a little bit better across in that direction. Let's queue up that as a 5, and then we'll put another line in here like this. I'm almost tempted to put temp shift plates in, but for now I don't think it's really necessary. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that. Are we making more plastic? We should do if this is on. Oh no, I've set it up to pump only the top layer of salt water first. But when that's all full, then that will be less of a problem. Also, getting rid of water here reduces the sources of steam. It just can't flash, even if we end up with some very hot crude oil. That's not really a problem. It's more about the fact that there's so much water down here that it can form steam in the first place. But yeah, I think the problem is starting to go away, which is good. Cool. Okay, let's build this palace again. Well, okay, so we did need plastic, so I'm gonna change the line on this so that is starting to work instead. And I don't need to do anything else to that system, I don't think. Cool, we'll start to make more plastic and get on with building this. Sorry about that slight delay with all the scaldings. We just have one final bed to put in there, and then this kind of soon-to-be palace will be well on its way. We're still struggling down here though. People are getting scalded again. It doesn't seem to be a problem that's going to solve itself too easily, so I've decided to dump all of this water down here. It's not much colder, but hopefully it'll help a little bit. I'm also trying to get some of this crude oil down here, and I'm ordering some coring out of a lot of this stuff. Anything to move the temperature away from over here and in this direction. But this is still running and still cooling stuff down, just not particularly effectively. In fact, yeah, those are already priority 9 orders. So yeah, plenty left to do. How are we for time? Yeah, I wanted to get this kind of second build finished, but this is just such an issue. 55 kilos. Yeah, at least we've gotten rid of some of the pressure up here. The gas pressure up here was crazy at one stage. But I think maybe we've just spread it out. It hasn't really changed back to water at any incredible rate. I've also queued up coring out this so that it exchanges temperature up here. Hopefully this will have more of an effect that way. But yeah, it's nothing here's quick. I'd almost be better off letting some of the steam go up through there. Actually, I probably will do that. It'll quickly turn to water the second it gets any higher. Hopefully, at least. We can use the power of a volcano to cool stuff down. How about that? That'd be quite nice. But yeah, we also want to dump. We want to kind of take every measure we can. I think this might have the secondary effect of sterilizing this whole slime biome, which I mean I wouldn't say no to that. It's just all very slow progress because everyone's scalded and we don't have that many atmo suits down there. So let's queue up everyone into the hospital again. Could probably build a second of these. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Just sad to have to be able to say that. We could put 2 more atmo suits in here with just a minor adjustment. Just move that, move that up there actually. And then 2 more atmo suits means 1.5 times the productivity, hopefully. Although they don't tend to always seem to want to come down here. That was a nightmare of a sentence. But hopefully you get what I mean. Okay. Do we have enough atmo suits? I think we have quite a few actually. On deck, yeah, we have 6. Just because we've decommissioned some of the stuff up here. Crude oil. And this is starting to have a cooling effect on the surroundings, but not at any great rate. It'll take a little while for that to spin up. Partially because, yeah, we don't have much water in the loop. That could do with fixing, actually. Would that take much to fix? No, I would just have to break that and bridge this on. Yeah, a few things to be done still. Mainly we want to fix this. But once that gets cored out and that gets done, that problem should hopefully go away. So I'll skip forward a little bit. We got through over here and that's starting to bubble up. That'll just keep heating up and eventually that'll fill with steam, I imagine. Because there's still quite a lot of hot crude oil, although it's having a good effect in cooling it. So on this side we're tackling the heat and we'll start to tackle it on this side too. You can see where this temp shift plate is, we're getting big lumps of steam falling down as water, which is helping a lot. If I zoom in over here, I'm quite tempted to just let all of this fall down, actually. If I delete that, all that steam will rise up and quickly condense. I think before it even gets past here, hopefully. All of this is very cold, but there's a lot of steam, so yeah, let's find out. I think because it'll be limited in how quickly it can come out by this tunnel, maybe that'll help. Who knows, we'll find out shortly. Also introducing this bit of salt water will help by cooling it down a bit. Fingers crossed at least. Yeah, and we started to let steam in here as well so that it could be converted. But yeah, let's get back to that original view. Well, we want to see this get deconstructed first, actually. This could be quite interesting. So that's all going to flood down there. Yeah. This might get quite hot. we'll see. So we have some steam coming up. It's not able to advance too far. And that'll turn on. Okay. Yeah. So that killed that little bit of cool very quickly. But, I mean, we haven't got a massive pile of steam up here, which is kind of the goal. There's still a little down here. Who's scalding? Yeah, I suppose that would happen. Oh, they have a route down now. That's not good. Yeah, I don't want them climbing in there. That would be pretty bad for us all. Okay, cool. Now they can't climb down there, because that would be remarkably stupid, but I've allowed them to do stupider things in the past. That's all vacuum now. Yeah, this should have quite a good effect on cooling that side. It's a bit of a mess. And this is still cooling down slowly but surely. You know what, I'll put the salt water back in there. How about deconstruct that? And turn off this. We're not processing this particularly quickly. Oh yeah, whoops. I should probably get rid of that. I was going to queue up another one of these, another 2 of these plastic producers, because we weren't getting through crude oil very quickly. That'll be easily done. Gold amalgam, hopefully. Yep. And there we go. Double the plastic production. Easy as that. I'll make sure it's all piped up so I don't have to come back here and worry about it. And inputs, yeah. Power is another fairly major concern. Let's get that power. That's annoying. Hate having to do that. Oh well, there we go. One thing I might do actually is queue up the delivery of some lead to the top of the base. So if I just sweep up, a little bit there, we'll have lead more readily available. People don't have to keep tracking down here all the way to get some. That might help, I don't know. It's just a thought. There we go. There we go, okay. How are we for temperature here? Yeah, I'm happy to leave that little leak channel, because I think, yeah, that'll do a very, very good job of keeping it cool. Okay, jumping back to the original view. Let's skip this forward in time and see how much of an effect this has had. Although that hasn't turned to steam. Oh, that's actually just steam coming out of here. Yeah, that's hopefully worked quite well. Let's hopefully watch the steam disappear. This is taking an awful lot of time to try and kind of calm down. I think with these two combined, I'm going to block this off now that it's delivered the cold water, because this is actually just introducing more steam to a very steam-intense problem. But I think on this side, we're kind of winning this battle. It's starting to shift a lot of it to water, which is good. Hopefully in that bit of a time lapse, it's obvious that we've got a lot more water on the map, which helps. I still don't think there's much of a source of all of this heat. It's not there, and this is probably 144.4 at the tile directly above. Oh, it's even colder, yeah. So I don't know where all the heat's coming from. I don't think it's the core. I think we are just trying to bring some of the very, very hot rock over here back down to temperature, because I think it injected just such ludicrous amounts of heat before when this was broken. So yeah, I think we're probably going to call it there. It's getting pretty late for me, and yeah, I don't want to sit and watch steam condense. It's a little bit like watching paint dry, but I think we do have the problem sort of handled. Up here, if you look, we're also starting to get a bit of cooling out of this. Although this system was not perfect, it needed a lot more temp shift plates, and somehow some of the water managed to crack. I don't know if it was probably while it was sitting there, it actually turned to steam in the pipe, which isn't ideal. But we filled up the loop, and that should be running just fine now. And we're gathering copper and gold like crazy, and we're also gathering quite a lot of plastic, and even some steel. So that's all good on those fronts. And yeah, I'm just going to core out some of this. Actually, they're making quite good progress on that, which should hopefully delete a bit more of the heat. I'm going to just queue up one more little bit here before I go. And yeah, when all that's done, that should help solve the problem a little bit. But there's so much steam, which will eventually turn into so much water, but still, it's crazy. It's not quite getting past the atmo suits, which is the main thing. But yeah, look at that. I could probably just drop that down again now. That might help. It's a bit circular. It would just turn it all to steam again, wouldn't it? No, we need to keep the water away from down here until it's all condensed. Anyway, I think that's all I've got time for. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was a bit of a weird one. We didn't quite get this up to scratch, but that'll probably be for the next time. So yeah, gold and steam. This was an interesting one. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.